Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. Friday today, I think. I think so. I don't know what day it is these days. Every day is a beautiful day though. Lovely to be here. Lovely that you're all joining me this morning. It's a glorious day outside. Some wonderful news every day now. Every day seems to be more wonderful news. The products that I've worked on for many months are now all starting to come to the very end to be able to share with you. So yeah, there's some great, just like we've been using the sacred oil, I've worked on another two oils and the sticks that I have. I've worked on some sticks as well, my very own sticks that I've just certain beautiful sacred herbs and Moldavite and everything mixed together for a perfect stick for meditation, for working on your higher self, for awakening and all of those things. And the same with you've probably, I haven't told you this yet, have I? I'm telling you all these new things you don't know about. Yeah, and two oils. One of the oils is Moldavite oil. It's for people who have Moldavites, who want to work with Moldavite. It's a specific oil made as Moldavite oil. So basically the oils that I've used, which are opening of the third eye, clearing the pineal gland, opening your higher intuition, and so on. So this oil is amazing. So I've got so much happening this year. It's incredible. So it seems to have all just come together. It's like, I've worked on so much for so long, and it's almost like it's all coming together and at the right moment for a lot of us, because the awakening is happening more so now than ever before. Mothers, fathers, children, we're all awakening. We're all becoming stronger. We're all standing up on that pedestal and saying our truth. We're speaking our truth. We're seeing injustice. We're seeing negativity. We're working ourselves. We're healing ourselves. We're eating correctly. We're meditating. We're finding our power. So it is the perfect time for these products to come out. So, I didn't know when it was going to happen. I just knew that the right time will be the right time, and that's how I see life. So there's some great stuff happening. The Moldavite book will be out soon. So the power of Moldavite oil, and all the Moldavites that I've worked on, which I'm working on even today, that are on my site. So it's like everything's just fitting together. It's like the puzzle now, the pieces are all, the last piece is just about to be put in, and then I can relax for the next couple of years and not worry about anything else. Whether I do something else, I'm not so sure. I think it's time for a rest. and basically work with you with all the oils and the crystals, and let's fully focus on becoming stronger, basically. So what's today's subject about? Well, I was in the town centre this morning and passed a dear friend of mine, and I went, "Whoa, are you okay?" And he said, "No, Mark, not too good." And I said, "What's wrong?" And as he was looking at his phone, he says, "There's some pretty evil people in this world." And I said, "Thomas, you're a lovely guy." I said, "You're a beautiful guy. You're a powerful guy. You are somebody that should be focused on you. You're better than that. You're better than looking at these messages and even being involved in it. You just know that you are a good guy. You don't have to worry about these people and bother about them, because they're in their own place." And he said, "Yeah, you're right." He said, "I hope I am a better person." I said, "You are." And I said, "I love you, brother, take care." And then I'm off, I'm on my way. And I was thinking about this today, and the energy of hate, that's what we're going to talk about. The energy of hate. What is hate? Because I don't think I've ever really expressed myself. We know that people hate. We know that we can live in hate, and we all know now, if you've watched my videos, you become what you hate. So it's an energy which is a low, dense, and a very, very destructive energy. But what a lot of people don't know is that the energy of hate is basically something that when it's inside your body, it basically eats away to become a physical issue. So you have to be careful with hate, and you have to really understand hate before you start to get involved in hate. Now, I'm talking of all aspects, whether you want to hate somebody or somebody hates you. It's the same energy. It doesn't matter, because if you embrace their hate, then you are now in the same energy as if you are hating somebody else. It's the same thing. So you have to be aware of the most important thing is be aware of that energy, and you have to overcome it as quickly as you can, because if not, it will affect you on many levels, not just the mind. It will cause stress, it will also reduce your energy, and then it will start to put pressure on your physical body, so then your physical body is working 50 times harder. And then a lot of the times, if you are not in full balance with hate energy, if you're not drinking enough, if you're not eating correctly, if you're not exercising enough, what happens then is your body overcompensates, and then one part of the body will stop functioning, and that's when issues start. IBS, heart attack, a stroke, a physical issue with the eyes. All of these things are connected to the energy, which we call hate. So it's so important we recognize it. And by recognizing it, it's so important we let it go. And I mean, ultimately, that's what it's about. I'm going to share a story with you that's just sprung to mind. I was sat a few years ago with a very lovely gentleman, very tall, very powerful, and he sat down like whenever I'm doing a psychic and a spiritual read, I ask them not to say a word. So I start the reading, and when I finished, the gentleman, I asked him to lay down and have a healing session. When I finished, he was overwhelmed, of course. I was happy for him. I gave him a cuddle and he left. What happened after that is he came to my YouTube channel and put a message up there. And I had a funny feeling. I had a funny feeling about this gentleman. Even though I am on the fence, I don't make judgment, because my job is to share information, not to make any judgment. But in myself, I had a funny feeling something was amiss, and I had to be very careful. Even though I shared the truth and shared things that he was completely blown away with and couldn't believe, this gentleman ended up being, after I'd finished and said what I said, he told me that he was for many, many years involved in the paranormal world in LA and New York, and he had a lot of TV shows, and he used to interview many paranormal people, psychics, all the top psychics, and so on. And when he sent a message via YouTube, it said, from all the psychics I've ever had a reading with, blah, 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 you are the best in the world. There is no doubt. Blah, blah, blah. And I took a screenshot of that. I don't know why I did, but I took a screenshot of it. Anyway, for some reason, a few weeks later, I decided that I had to finish readings completely and healings. I couldn't cope with it anymore. It was too much for my body, and I needed to change and just become a teacher. I'd done enough. So I got a message a few months later from this very gentleman, and I said, I'm really sorry, I've decided to retire from readings completely. Well, that was it. There was a barrage of hate, and then hate came in the form of, I'm going to ruin your life. I've had this before, by the way. I'm going to ruin your life. And you are a cheat. You are a fraud. Blah, blah, blah. So I knew there was something back then, but I'd had this before from somebody else who was one of my teachers. But this time it didn't affect me as much. I just smiled. And if you ever notice on any of my videos now, he's my number one fan. He's my number one fan. He's the first one to tick unlike. But without him realizing, if you're there, hello. I think he's getting stronger because he's watched the videos every day, and even though he hated that I wasn't willing to give him what he wanted and to share more information, that he gets a lot from these videos, which is a good thing. Now, what is all of this about? What is hate all about? Well, hate is an energy of a frustration to begin with. A frustration of, one, not getting what you want, in this case that I talk about. Two, not being able to see your future and a need to know your future, which is coupled with fear. And not being able to see the bigger picture. So people like that live in a one-dimensional world. Everything has to be ABC, and if it isn't, then the mind kicks in and then causes issue. That anger kicks in, the frustration kicks in because they don't get what they want. The weakness of their vulnerability, because that's what it is. It's a vulnerability of the fear of everything. So all of these energies accumulate, and then the mind interprets it as hate, and then, of course, blame. We have to blame somebody. And you probably know what I mean. If you've been attacked by somebody by the energy of hate, you only need to take that person, sit them down, and give them a truth pill or a Wonder Woman rope, and then start asking them questions. And you'll probably find out if they were truthful to themselves. They would say, yeah, it's me. I'm going through such a terrible situation. I hate my life. I've been beat as a child. I've been abused. I'm a failure. I lose. Everything's going wrong. My life's a mess. And yeah, it's not really them. It's me. So when you realize that, when the penny drops, when the switch flicks, you realize that it's never anything personal. It's a reflection of how they're feeling. Their hate is their fears, frustrations, weaknesses, worries, and all of those things which couple in an energy of fear that hits you with an attack. So that is hate energy. So basically, like this man, when he hates me, what he's doing without knowing is he's hating himself because of all the issues, the weaknesses, the problems that he dare not tackle himself. So in this situation, he wants somebody to take his hand like a child, him being a child, and a grown-up walking with him to take over his life so it's easy. Now here's where the problem lies. If you want to help that person when they're throwing this energy of hate, and you're a do-gooder, you're a kind person, you're a fixer, you always want to make people happy, you're a yes person. The trouble with that is that you then automatically step over the line. Instead of helping them, you then live their life. And that is the most dangerous energy in the world, because then they can sit back and go, this is easy, let him get on with it, or let her get on with it, and I can just not worry about anything. And then the point comes when you realize and think, Jesus, I'm trying to help them and they're not helping themselves. And then you say, look, I can't help you anymore. And they go, you what? I've been sat here relaxing, enjoying myself. You're going to take that away from me? I'm going to hate you even more now. So you have to learn sometimes that when somebody is in a bad place and they're sending their hate to you, and their anger and their fears and their frustrations and their sadness, that you cannot babysit everybody. You cannot treat them like a child and take care of them. But what you can do, and what I do every day to people who have this energy of weakness and fear and attack, is send them love. Because let me tell you, like I said to Thomas this morning, these people who are what you think evil, which they're not evil, they just do evil things because they're in a bad place, is that they live in constant suffering. And I said, Thomas, do you sleep well on a night? He said, I do. And I said, that's all that matters. And that makes you a good person, because you can sleep on a night without the worry and fear that you've done anything and you're in a bad place and you're angry at people and you live in hate. So we should be smiling inside, but we should always recognize that these people that we love, like the man that hates me, I love him. He's like my brother. Like I love everybody else. So I send him love first before any of my family, before my children, because I know my children are all right, but this man isn't. So I send him love every day. I ask Spirit to help him every day. I ask Spirit to help him help himself, to find his own truth, to believe in himself, and then he awakens his power to be able to create his life and what he wants to write about, what he wants to be famous again, or whatever his dreams are. I want him to be happy, because then it's a win-win situation. If he's happy, then he's not firing his issue at me, which isn't my issue, it's his issue, and then he's not angry with himself, and then he doesn't hate anybody else, and he doesn't walk on the street and say bad things about people. So it's a win-win situation. When you send your love to somebody who you think hates you, nobody hates you. Nobody hates you. Nobody. I have people that I love very much who you would think, oh my God, they hate you. And I say, no, they don't hate me. They're just in a bad place. They may be an alcoholic. They may be I don't know, they may be addicted to something. They maybe just have had a bad upbringing. There's always reasons why people attack you, and it's not you. And once you realize that, which is the hardest thing to grasp because you feel their pain, their anger, their blame, once you let go of that and say, that's not mine, that's yours, you can then conquer the art of hate. And thus, if you can see it from that angle, you can see it from your own angle. If you have an issue with somebody else, you need to goddamn get in that mirror and look at yourself and ask yourself why you are getting like that. Now, there is a difference between somebody coming along and hitting you on the head with a hammer. That's a different situation, because that is an act that's just been done. Wow, that hurt. You shouldn't have done that, silly idiot. Okay? That's a different energy. But when somebody's sending you this bad vibes and telling everybody you're this and you're that and you've done this, that's their issue. I mean, do I go around saying to everybody that I meet, oh, that person's horrible, this person's this? If I did that, that would say a lot about me. Okay, you are who you are. You do what you want. Why? Who am I to judge and say you're this and you're that? You are who you are. If I say something about somebody, it's because I love them and I hope that they're okay, and I might be a little bit worried about them and I want to send them healing, and that's it. Or I might say to a friend, you know, I just feel there might be a little bit of something with so-and-so, you know, can we sit and do some meditation, some healing? Not go around saying there's something wrong with you. I think there's something wrong with you. No. If you're really truly in tune with your spiritual higher self, if you really are awakening to your gifts and your power, then you know you don't need to be with that person. You just need to send them the energy, the connection of spirit, the love, your message to the spirit world to help them. That's power. And if you know a lot of people who are in the world of healers, they do it every day. When you are asleep, guys, I'm awake doing my healing work on a night. I'm most of the time falling asleep on a night, sending out some healing, because we know how powerful that is. You know, when you think of somebody in a moment that you love, send them healing, send them whatever it is you want to send them, a white light around them, purple light, doesn't matter. All of that is intention to make them feel better. And I know when you guys are sending me love, because I can feel it. I can feel it. I know when you're sending me healing, when you're sending me love, when you can see me on the YouTube channel and think, oh, Matt doesn't look too good today. I know you're sending me healing when you're saying that. And that's what I'm like today. I met somebody on the street today, a lovely girl, and I could feel there was just something a little bit wrong. So I was sending a healing at that time, at that moment, asking spirit to help. Why? Because I wanted to be happy. And I think we should all embrace that. So I think ultimately, you become what you hate is a very powerful statement, and remember that. There is no room in your life to hate. There is only room in your life for to be an empath, to be loving and kind, and see people who are in a bad place as that they are in a bad place and they need help. Don't see people as a vindictive, evil, nasty like Thomas did, because you're going to be that person. You're going to feel that energy and be in that energy. So you just think, wow, they're in a bad place. Let's send them some healing. Changing your chip by doing that will instantly dispel you being involved in hate forevermore. Forevermore. And that's it. It's as simple as that. It really is. And I know you think it's challenging because you're attacked a lot, but you know what? The more you learn this field of self-help, self-recognition, understanding, of the fact that these people are in a bad place, and it's not targeted at you at all. It's at themselves. It's a reflection of themselves. It's who they are at this moment. It's nothing to do with you. It's never anything to do with you unless you hit them on the head with a hammer. You know, unless you're going around saying bad things about them, then I ask you to look at yourself, because that's a reflection on you. Oh, but they do this and they do that. Who cares what they do? Doesn't matter. The spell, the issue, the energy never breaks if you keep pointing your finger at somebody else. It takes a stronger person to change the way you are and the way other people are. Because if you're pointing the finger at them, you become as bad as them. So how do you break the spell of hate, of weakness and negativity? Be stronger than that and send them love and healing. You know, you live a better life. You live a happier life. You live an uncomplicated life. You live in peace. That's where I want you to get. That's where I am. So there's chaos around me all day. And they always will be for the moment I take my last breath and go home. They'll always be. But I choose not to see that. I choose to see the bigger picture, and that is to send love to as many people as I can day by day. And that's it. That's all that matters. And the more I do that, the more I find inner peace in me and happiness. Because there's always going to be craziness in the world. It's always going to be a madhouse. But these people who are mad, who are bad, sad, angry, or whatever you want to call it, evil, one day they will change and slow down and become better. You know, we are not evil. We just sometimes do crazy, silly things. But we can't fix everybody. But if we work on ourselves and fix ourselves, then we can shine a light, and that's why we're here. You're not here to fix everybody else's issue. You're here to work on yourself and to become stronger. And through that, you're able to help people in a unique, beautiful way of what I call pure energy healing, because you shine that light of healing love, and they go, wow, you've got a great energy. And then they feel that and think, you know what, I think I want to be more like that. And then they go on their journey to feel their truth, to be their truth, to find their inner peace. So it might just take a single moment of meeting somebody that changes their whole course and their whole attitude and their life. That's beautiful, right? You know, you don't need to do anything, just be you. So ultimately, by being the best you can create a ripple effect that helps everybody else in the world that you meet. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't that say everything about you? And I think you will, and I think you do, and I do believe in you with all my heart. You're amazing, you're wonderful, and thank you for listening to this little self-help about hate and how we dispelled it very quickly. And I hope you overcome it, as I did a few years ago. Have a great, beautiful day from my heart to yours. Thank you for all your purchases on Bajerski.com last night. You have bought some beautiful crystals that are flying out to Japan and all over the world. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I put my heart and soul into every single product that I use myself, and I hope you benefit from them. From my heart to yours, have a great day, guys. Love you all. Take care. I mean that. Have a great day.